Hello everybody, it's Ryno and I am here with Hannah at Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge right outside of Oga's Cantina because she and I have a dining reservation in here, and you're probably asking yourself why. Aren't these exactly the same? Well, the thing that you may not know if you've never been to Disneyland's Oga's Cantina is if you look really closely at the archway where it says Cantina, you'll actually notice it says it's another Disney snack attack. Boom. Hannah and I are going to go in here. There are some differences between the Ogas on the East Coast and the Ogas on the West Coast. So we're going to take you through all of that. Before we get started though, I want to remind you that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, the perfect Disney vacation. You can visit them on the web at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com and get a free, no obligation quote today. It's also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you want to learn more about exclusive content you can get from different members of the DIS team, head over to patreon.com/DISUnlimited today. Now I've said all that, so here's the thing. Oga's Cantina here. You're like, why? Why are you going here? Well, there are some drink differences across the board. There are actually 3 different drink differences. There is a Bloody Rancor both coasts, but this one has an Angry Bloody Rancor, which is like a spicy version. There's 2 other drinks called a Coruscant Cooler, a Taco Donna Quencher, and there's 3 different beers. There's a Black Squadron, a Jogan Blossom Hazy IPA, and a White Wampa Ale, as well as 3 non-alcoholic offerings, a Black Spire Brew, a Terrine Tea, which is a huckleberry flavored drink, a Mugen Tea, which is a cinnamon chocolate milk drink, and then the food menu item, completely different. It has 4 menu offerings that we don't have at Walt Disney World. So we're gonna get something, one thing, I don't know. We'll get some of that stuff, but I think I'm done talking out here. Why don't we go inside, check in for, again, another Disney snack attack. So here's a couple of things that they do at both coasts exactly the same. It is 45 minutes to enjoy the experience, and then it is 2 drinks maximum per person in there. And also, they love to cram people in. We were seated at a table that I thought, so it was 2 people were always sitting there when we got sat, then we were a party of 3, then there was another party of 2, and then a party of 4. And I'm like, this is too many strangers at one table. Also, if I was the party of 2 who got sat and had to sit right in the back of there, I probably would have had a small panic attack because I don't like doing that. So not my favorite thing in the world. Now, as to what we got, I'm gonna let the lady go first. So we're actually gonna go at the same time. I know I said I'd let the lady go once, but there's some weird pronunciation things on this.
I need to consult Ryno, who's been here before, so.
So we did get, we each got a beverage and we got 2 food items. So the food items I want to talk about first because I felt like these were definitely the highlight.
Oh yeah.
There is the garlic cheese 5 blossom bread with spicy cheese sauce. It's warm garlic, Parmesan pretzel nuts, and chili de arbol cheese sauce for $11. I think these were great.
Yeah, amazing. So I had heard about these things. I am very sad that we don't have them on the East Coast. It's just like one more, you know, shame on you.
Yeah, for real,
Walt Disney World.
It's garlic nuts, but you think like, oh, it's just garlic nuts, but that cheese has
Also
like a little bit of spice.
Nuts? Come
I know,
on,
they're
come
good.
on.
They're light, they're fluffy, they're big, they're shareable.
Yeah.
It seems like such a low cost, easy thing to make. I don't understand.
Right, low cost, high quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend this. If you end
Yes.
up in Oga's at Disneyland, this is a must get.
Well, you know how I know that really quick is we ordered it and then everybody at the table was like, yeah, we want that. Like, you know, because I mean, it looks like a giant garlic knot with cheese sauce. Like, we all want that.
Oh,
you
of
know?
course, yeah.
It unites us as a country.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I really enjoyed that. Also, for $11, I feel like it's totally worth it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
because they were pretty
like,
substantial. They were like a little bigger than a softball, I would say.
Yeah,
or like a softball.
I mean, to be honest, like, so we're kind of like doing this in between meal times. Like, if you came, like, let's say lunchtime or dinner or whatever, maybe you could eat 1 per person, but like as a snacky, I don't know that. I mean, I'd have to push myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know, here at Disneyland, you gotta save room for all the stuff.
Well, there was another item that we got that I thought was also pretty great. It was the spiced Washer pods. I have no idea how to say it. It's WROSHYR. Washer.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Is that
I'm going to have to
cousin?
Google that later.
Who is that?
For real.
Are you a droid?
These were seasoned edamame, sliced cucumbers that came with a spicy citrus gochujang dip. That was $12. This is, so if you are someone who goes out, like myself, who orders edamame at restaurants a lot, it is normally served hot. This was served cold and with the cucumbers and that dip, I thought this was super refreshing.
I did too.
really liked it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because I have to say, like, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but sometimes when edamame is on a menu, I'm like, it's kind of expensive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can just microwave a bag of that at home. But I feel like the addition with the cucumber, like, it was nice. And again, would this not be the perfect addition at Walt Disney World where it's hot?
I don't get that because I feel like this was definitely something where I was like, on a really hot day, this would totally cool me down, cool me off. I'd love to have it, and I love that it had that little bit of spice. I mean, anything with gochujang, I really enjoy.
I couldn't even pronounce it.
I didn't until a couple of years ago,
okay.
So it's fine.
Well, I'm behind the curve, but I now I know, and I really enjoyed it.
So we each also got a beverage. Hannah, why don't you say your beverage?
Speaking of refreshing, so I decided to go with the White Wampa Ale, which is also exclusive to the West Coast version of Oga's, and is a classic Hefeweizen with a banana and citrus character, and it's from Ballast Point Brewing Company.
Ah, Ballast Point, yes.
Little local flavor there. And it was $16.25, and I enjoyed it. I feel like this was an easy drinker. I mean, you know, you could assume that from the description, but it wasn't. I would say it was more similar to a white ale than a Hefe. Like, it wasn't super banana forward, which I think is probably a good thing. So I feel like it was an easy sipper, especially like here during the warmer months. So I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a sip of it. I definitely thought it was light on the banana flavoring, which was nice. It didn't have a ton of that. Like, I feel like when I think of Hefeweizen, I think banana bread.
Yeah.
And it definitely was a little lighter, like you said, like that white ale flavor to it. I went one of those drink differences that we don't have at Walt Disney World, and that was the Coruscant Cooler, which is a bourbon-based drink, which is Maker's Mark Bourbon, Marasca Maraschino Liqueur, Carpano Antica Sweet Vermouth, cranberry juice, and lime juice. This was $18, which is the price, again, of drinks across property. So I know at Walt Disney World, the Oga's drinks can feel very expensive, but it does feel like those Oga drink prices are the Disneyland resort drink prices across the board, which is a little sad because you're like, this is outlandish, but you know, you're on vacation and you probably are going to end up paying a little bit. I will just say the portion size of my drink for $18 was a little small. And I do understand that it is supposed to be like sort of a play on a Manhattan, essentially, with the addition of the maraschino liqueur in it. But it was good. I think it was good. I think maybe it was a little light on the bourbon. The thing with the drinks at Oga's on both coasts is that none of them are handmade. They are all coming from a tap. So they are batch, they are, you know, everything. So it kind of, I feel like it's missing that little bit of like special element to it. But would I get it again? I don't know. I think I'd rather try, like, they added a beer here called the Jogan Blossom Hazy IPA for $14, and that is an ube flavored hazy IPA with floral notes. That's all the description the website had, not who made it, not where it came from. But I thought that was kind of a little more unique.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, there were some offerings right now. Some of those were drinks from the Star Cruiser, the
Halcyon.
The Halcyon.
I didn't even set sail on that thing.
So they had the Fiery Mustafarian for $19, which I saw somebody order at our table too. And they don't have the collectible mugs anymore. And we
better get to the bottom of that.
I know.
You know?
It came out in like this cup, but then so if you're familiar with this drink, it's usually poured out of like a tube, the spice to it, and they gave it to her in like a little sauce to go plastic thing, and I'm like, for $19, that's
not cool, Disney.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And then there was the Silver Sea Martini, which somebody got too, which was a gin flavored drink, but they do have the Rancor Beer Flight souvenir board is back in stock here, and then there was also. There is a new souvenir mug here. I don't know if it's temporary. I don't know how long it'll be around, but it's the Grinning Lothcat with souvenir mug. So the souvenir mug and the drink, I think, are called the same thing. But with the mug, it's non-alcoholic, and with the mug, it is $36. It is guava juice, coconut milk, lime juice, pure cane syrup, topped with basil crystals, served in a souvenir Lothcat carved mug. I loved this mug. I thought it was super cute.
Oh, yeah.
I picked up one the other day, and I got one for my friend while we were just in there. I actually really, really like the drink, too.
Oh, I do, too. I got to have a sip of it, and I was, like, pleasantly surprised because, I mean, I don't know. I always love guava, but I feel like the coconut milk, like that surprise, like, creaminess, it was nice, and it wasn't really
like,
sweet.
It wasn't super rich, which I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And it also wasn't, I feel like Walt Disney World, a lot of times, like, when you get a non-alcoholic drink, they're like, oh, it's Minute Maid. It's Minute Maid passion fruit
Too tart.
lemonade or something. You're like, nah, I want, I mean, I know there's no alcohol in it, but like, give me something a little.
Well, if you
little
want
special.
it without the mug, it's $7.50. So I also think actually for that drink, $7.50 at Disney, that's like not bad at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's a good point.
yeah, I mean, how much is a mint julep? You know what I mean? Like, so.
I know.
So
Things to think about.
just the thing for me with Oga's that I really don't enjoy anymore about this is that I thought the service was pretty terrible while we were in
Ooh,
there.
yeah.
And I didn't say anything out loud about it. Two of the other groups said something, and I was like, well, now I don't feel crazy about it.
Yeah.
I know I said it to us, but they didn't hear me, the other group, and they were like, this guy's kind of terrible, and I feel bad. My thing is, you're working in an area where you literally don't have to make drinks or anything. There's no curveballs really in this. You just go, they pour it and stuff, and this guy there was like no personality, there was no fun to it, and it didn't really feel like there was any information about it. There was nothing. It was really sad because I feel like Galaxy's Edge is a beautiful place, and that really does rely on sort of some of that chemistry that you have with a server,
Sure,
like
yeah.
a little bit of a back and forth. And so that experience was a little disappointing, and I didn't like being crammed in there again. I think for me,
I know, that is tough.
I think I'm over Oga's. I think I'm happy. I'm super happy I got the Loft Cat
You
mug
attacked
and the
the
drink,
snack.
and I attacked the snack, and I enjoyed that snack. But I think after that I'm good until there's like other cool mugs to collect or whatever. So
No, I agree with that. It's always a little disappointing when like the server's not like, because that was part of the pitch with Galaxy's Edge. Like, you're in their story and we're all a part of it.
Yeah.
And his story seemed kind of sad, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. He didn't really want to talk to us
I don't know.
or,
Yeah.
give us anything extra. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like some just minor adjustments to Oga's would be cool. But I mean, hey, they got that cheese bread in there, and
I think
it might be worth it.
Here's what I would do if you want to go in there: save it for the very end of the night. Check and see how long they're open for, and then see if you could do the walk up, and it'll be less crowded and it'll be easier. That's when I feel like my sweet spot of it all
That's
is.
a good
So
tip.
that
Good
is
tip.
going to do it for this Disney Snack Attack. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave us any comments with questions or anything like that. Thank you, Hannah.
Brave Sons.
I'm going to
thank
go
you.
walk this off now. We'll see you later with another
Bye.
Disney Snack Attack. Yummy, yummy.